They've all been horrific. Every single update in the Bruce McArthur serial murder case.
As you know, on January the 18th of 2018, Bruce McArthur was arrested.
And while this one began the same way,
he has been charged with 8 counts of first-degree murder.
Today's announcement felt final. A grisly loop in a shocking case.
I can now report that we have recovered and identified the remains of Majeed Kayhan. We do not have any evidence to suggest that Mr. McArthur is responsible for anything more than the 8 murders to which he currently stands charged.
Of the 8 men McArthur allegedly murdered, Majeed Kayhan's remains were the only ones police had not recovered until they went back. For 9 days earlier this month, police sifted through 2 compost piles dumped on a ravine behind the house where McArthur stored his landscaping tools. Every day, police found something. Human remains strewn, literally, in bits and pieces. Police won't say why they think Kayhan's were the only ones they found back there. The dismembered remains of McArthur's 7 other alleged victims were found in planters on the same property earlier this year.
Obviously, it's a very difficult time for them.
Hankit Singha says Kayhan's family is devastated again.
They were eternally hopeful that what's happened ultimately wouldn't happen, but they're very grateful, they're very thankful for the closure, and they're very angry. And they're angry at, I think, at the right person, which is Mr. McArthur.
Like most of the victims' families, Kayhan's has been very private too. But he was known in Toronto's gay village, where he lived for a time and was a regular on the bar scene.
I started off as a host.
Bob Watkin worked at a popular bar in the village. He remembers Kayhan as flirtatious, chatted with him often. Watkin knew several of McArthur's other alleged victims too.
That I know who they are, like them, and know enough to know that none of them deserve to die that way.
McArthur was also a regular, and in the wake of detailed media coverage of his case, Watkin says he feels haunted. What are you haunted by?
Just the mere fact that this man was killing people all around me. Over that time frame, there was somebody that I interacted with who was sitting as close to you as me sometimes, talking to me like we're talking now. And while I was talking to him, he was looking around me for people to kill.
Community activist Haran Vijayanathan came to the first police update and hopes today's is the last.
It's the up and down roller coaster, and I think this is kind of good to know that they're looking at the finding of these remains as the last of it, but still open to investigation. So now it's just going through the whole process of the court case and the trial and seeing what comes of that.
So, Joanna, what's next?
Well, police, Andrew, say they certainly hope it stops here at 8 victims, and there's no evidence at this point that there are more. But this case has generated so much media attention that tips are still coming in daily, including from countries where McArthur may have traveled to. And police are still looking at several cold cases dating back to the 70s and 80s. Even so, they call it an active investigation, but today certainly felt like the end of a chapter of sorts. And police are certainly looking forward and working closely with the Crown to prepare for a trial.
Okay, Joanna Remiliotis, thanks very much.